Alright, this is a battle with Shadowmathfreak, which is by far the weirdest name I've ever come across. Anyway, I use Eruption on his lead fortress, and I'm thinking Focus Sash, and he tells me that he mispredicted my Eruption, and yeah, so that's good for me. And I Erupt on his Gliscor, and that dies too, so I'm already up 6-4, which is a great start. And then he sends out his Magmortar. Now I go for the Eruption just to see how much it will do, and it does a good chunk. A really good chunk. A little less than half though, so I send out my Latios to take the hit. And yeah, she's pretty good, but you know, Metagross comes in, and everybody just take a guess at what he's gonna do. Wait until I use Surf. Doesn't kill it, and he explodes. Whoever gets that right, just give yourself a pat on the back. Anyway, there goes my Latios, and I'm not really happy because that's my special defense wall, and I just rip this thing apart, and I break Magmortar, and it's dead. And then Yanmega comes in, so I have to switch out to my Registeel, and he protects, but it doesn't matter. And he switches out to Magnezone. Hate these things. It's got Magnet Pull, so I can't switch out, but I cripple this thing, and he uses T-Bolt, so I don't want to take a chance that I'll get hacked with a Parahax and I won't be able to explode, so I just get rid of it. I see this is the only chance I have to do any damage, and it gets a crit, so that was actually perfect timing. And here's my biggest mistake. I used Earthquake because I forgot about the Magnet Rise, which that's the biggest mistake I've ever made in a battle. And I just used Close Combat to get rid of this thing. And now I have a serious problem, because what's left is his Yanmega, and all I have 3, but I'm still pretty messed up. So I use Close Combat just to get some damage on it, and he uses Air Slash and obliterates me. And all I have left is Sceptile and Scizor, and Scissor's my last hope because Sceptile could get one hit KO'd by Air Slash. So I used Bullet Punches, and thankfully it was enough to kill it. So good game. And I also want to mention the Postbit2 battle. I just want to make sure like everybody comments. I just want to see what you think. And also rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you. And following Daughtry's words, it isn't over, and I have another battle with Postbit2 since it would be 2 minutes long, and that is just too short to put on YouTube. And I send out Gyarados, and he sends out Vaporeon. Now, this is his second gym test, and so far it's starting out pretty well. And then it doesn't, so I Spore his Arcanine, and I sub, and you know, I do what all Breylooms do. I Focus Punch this thing to death. And he doesn't wake up, unfortunately for him, and I obliterate his Arcanine. So that's one fire type down, because in our gyms we only required 3 of our type, and his is fire. And he brings out Uxie, which I put to sleep easily. And I go for a Seed Bomb because Focus Punch would be resisted. But he sends out Charizard, which is a great switching, so that tells me that he's really learned a lot from the last battle. And I'm happy for that. And Focus Punch does a surprising amount. So I send out Salamence so I don't lose my Breloom, and this does more than half, and that's not good. But he switches out to Uxie, and basically it sleeps through its demise as I depulse it. It could have been 2-hit KO, but you know, leftovers, and it survives by like 1 HP. And it sleeps through the whole thing while I kill it with Depulse, Dragon Pulse. And it's dead. So now he sends out Infernape, so I send out my Gliscor. Now this is my new team, just in case you didn't figure it out by now. I switched it out just to test his skills, instead of seeing if he worked around my old team. So now I send out Regice, because he sent out Vaporeon against my Gliscor, which would not work. Now he sends out his Infernape. Now I was going to T-Wave whatever was out at the time. Now I send out Gliscor, and his Fire Blast miss, which is great. but unfortunately I mispredict there. And we both switch out here, and I'm just going to Draco Meteor this thing. And luckily it hits, because I've seen it miss a few times against me, and that was a game changer, because I got rid of that Vaporeon now. And I'm switching out, and he hits me with Fire Blast, and oof, that was a big hit. But luckily I survive. You know, he's not the beast like Typhlosion is with Eruption. But he sends out Charizard, and he gets the D-Pulse off, and I didn't expect it to be faster than me, but it was, and it kills me. So I send out my Aura Storm, Lucario, and I Extreme Speed this thing to death. And he sends out a Gallade, which he got off my Gallade, which is Choice Scarf. Now I go for Extreme Speed just to get the last hit off, but he uses Psycho Cut, which doesn't kill me. Now, it's got a high critical hit ratio, so if it hadn't gotten a critical hit, he would have killed me. But his mistake, he didn't use Close Combat. So I had to switch out, and he fakes out my Regigice. Now, the only reason I switched this in was because it was his last guy, and I figured I can Extreme Speed if he's got like minuscule HP left. And if Fire Blast like takes out more than half, I T-Bolt again. And now I'm in good position at Extreme Speed, but he misses. And now I'm going to end it like Charizard always does. Seismic Toss. And that is the end of the match. So, please comment and say whether he should be a gym leader or not again. So, just want to hear your opinions. And also, please rate, comment, subscribe. See you.